How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Thanks a lot for joining us again today. Last spring, I did a video on our Husqvarna lawn tractor maintenance. One of the things I did on that was I had the mower deck off it, flipped it over, cleaned all the grime and whatnot off the bottom, and then cleaned it all up good, polished it, and then painted it, or I forget. But anyways, I ended up painting it. I treated the underside of the mower deck to try to prevent the grass clippings from clumping up and damaging the deck. So anyways, here it is springtime again, and I'm starting to do a little maintenance on the lawn tractor. So what I did was I pulled the lawn tractor out and took the mower deck off it. So I'm just getting ready to lift the mower deck up onto the table now so we can flip it over and have a look at the underside. So let's go see just how well my paint job and prevention for grass clippings and whatnot gunking up underneath the mower deck worked out. Alright, so I have the deck up on the table here, and when I put the mower away last fall I didn't do a thing to it. I just drove it in the shed. So look, this is grass clippings that has been there since last fall, and I expect that the squirrels will in and paid a visitor to it as well. Alright, I'm going to flip it over, see what she looks like underneath. Okay. If you recall, when I painted it, I cleaned it all good underneath, buffed it all to get all this grime off there, and then I painted it with trem-clad grey paint. Well, I'm going to have to say right off the get-go, this looks pretty clean to me after a season of mowing. There's just a few little clumps here and there. Now I have to say also, Nanny is the lawnmower, and she would religiously, every time she finishes cutting the lawn, she would take it over and put the hose cleaner on it. You know where it plugs into the little nozzle, wherever the nozzle is. I think it's right here. Yeah, that's it right there in the corner. She would plug the hose into there, and she'd run it for a good 1 or 2 minutes, to make sure that it got as clean as she could get it. And I'm going to have to say it worked. It's really, really clean under here. What I'm going to do though is I'm just going to scratch off some of this crud, broccoli as Bruce Pender calls it, and clean that up a little bit. And I don't know that I'm going to do anything to it. I'm going to do another experiment. I'm just going to leave it like this, and then we'll check it again next year. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is every second year I'm going to have to do a really good cleaning, buff it all down good again, and then repaint it. But for now, this looks really, really good to me. So anyone wondering how to keep their mower decks nice and clean and make them last a long time? Well, if your mower deck is brand new, I'd wax it really well first before I even used it. And then failing that, or after that, every chance you get, take your mower deck, flip it over, clean it, and then re-wax it. Or if it's got lots of grime like that stuck to it, then buff it all off and then repaint it. And I think it's going to last, because I'm impressed with the way this is. Alright then, just finished up the scraping of all the broccoli off here. It doesn't look that bad really. So like I say, I'm going to vacuum all this out and clean it, wipe it down with a rag and some oil maybe, just to make sure it's good and clean. And we're going to let her go like that for the summer, and I'll check it again in the fall and see what kind of a mess I have under there. And that's going to tell me, do I need to do this cleaning and painting every season or every other season. Okay, I'm going to try and just spray some, I just picked this, super penetrant. I'm using this more or less as a rust preventative, perhaps, more than an anti-fouling agent. But anyway, just going to try this. I figure it can't help. Can't hurt, I mean. Can't help. Doing this now too, it's well before the mowing season, so it shouldn't cause any problems to the lawn or anything with the oil lubricant dripping on it. Or I hope it doesn't. Okay, I'll just let that soak in there, and in an hour or so I'll wipe down what's still not dried up. We'll flip her over and put her back on the tractor. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours at least since I sprayed this, so I'm just going to wipe down most of the moisture off it, and then we'll flip it over, clean the top deck, put her back on the tractor. That oil that I used to spray on it, it was penetrating rust preventative oil. So we'll see how that works. All right then. So I'm just going to wipe this down and might get the air hose out and blow off some of the grass clippings and whatnot. But last spring too, when I was doing the initial cleaning and whatnot, what I did was I waxed all the top part, and that's really paying off because it feels nice and smooth and slick as I'm wiping it down. And a lot of the grime hasn't stuck to it like you would normally expect it to. So I guess that's a good plan too, is to wash and wax your mower deck top side. So anyway, we're just going to wipe this all off. Then I'm going to set her down on the floor, bring the tractor back in, put her back on the tractor. Alright, so there's the deck back on, cleaned, ready to go. So we're going to take the tractor out now, put her back in the shed. So we got the lawn tractor all geared up. The only thing I need to do now is grease the front wheels. I didn't do that. I have to do that. But other than that, everything else is okay. I checked the oil. The oil is good, but I will change that probably June. Just because it's about the time I like to change the oil. Don't know why that is, but anyway. Anyhow, thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, all the people that are watching my videos, it's just tremendous, the support I'm getting. So thanks very much for that. I appreciate it. Appreciate each and every one of you who watch, and especially those who comment. I like reading the comments. I try to respond to every single one of them. So keep the comments coming. Don't forget to click thumbs up. Have a great week. Stay safe and wash your hands. We'll talk to you.